Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to be doing a Carl Yastrzemski replay, part of our Carl Yastrzemski replay. However, this one is a little different. This one is from his 1967 season, which we've been playing alongside his career replay. This one we actually started beforehand, and in this season we are playing every game for every team, so it's more representative of the actual season. But we did get kind of a request from another Carl Yastrzemski fan. So I decided, I know he's doing, I think he's doing, I don't know if it's 67, but he's doing right around the same era of a replay. But that got us to thinking, to looking at our replay, and Carl Yastrzemski's numbers were pretty good in our replay. And of course, in 1967, he did win the Triple Crown. So let's take a look and see what his stats are so far in the season. So we played up through May 24th, so almost 2 months into the season, and we got a pretty representative sample. So let's take a look at. First, we'll take a look at the. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the standings so far in the 1967 season. Show you how the teams are doing here. So as you can see, in the AL is on the right here. The Red Sox are currently 17-18, 5.5 games out of first place. Detroit is in first with California 2 games behind, and then Chicago, Cleveland, and Baltimore ahead of the Red Sox. But a very tight race, as it was in actuality. In fact, Minnesota is also 5.5 games out. So definitely early in the season, it's anybody's race right now. In the National League, the San Francisco Giants are in the lead by 4 games over Pittsburgh and the Dodgers, and Los Angeles Dodgers, with Philadelphia and Atlanta 5 games out, and St. Louis 5.5 games out. So very tight races, especially in the American League. So let's take a look at our Carl Yastrzemski replay so far. So we'll go to the, let's see here, statistics, league player batting statistics. I think that's what we wanted. And we're going to go versus all. So this is going to take probably a few minutes, but a good number of seconds anyway to tally here. So we'll take a look at Carl Yastrzemski, how he's faring so far in the 1967 season. There we go. Should be just about ready here. Alright, just about ready there. Loaded. Yeah, we'll compare him to maybe some of the other leaders that are doing well also. Let's see here. So this looks like it's just going to break it down to all the batters. I could probably do the AL and the NL, but this should give you an idea anyway once it's loaded. There we go. All right, so let's take a look here. So first we'll break it down according to the home runs. So as you can see, Carl Yastrzemski here, he's got 12 home runs in Killebrew. He's tied with Harmon Killebrew, which I want to say he tied for the lead. I'm not sure, but that, he did get first, but I think he might have tied with Killebrew. I'm not sure, or was pretty close to it, I thought. But anyway, Yastrzemski and Killebrew are tied with 12 home runs, with Brooks Robinson right behind. I'm sorry, Dick. Oh, he's in the other league, so yeah. So they have a 4 home run lead over Brooks Robinson and Al Kaline, who are also in the American League. Let's take a look at some of his other stats here. So average-wise, let's see who the leaders are in average. Now these you can't really tell because they don't go according to the number at bats. So I want to go back to the home run here and just tell you where he's at. So he's at 345, which I believe is leading the league. So we'll just take a look at. Go down here to 345 and see who else is around him here and has enough at bats. So actually, it looks like Bill Freehand might be slightly ahead of him at 348. Let's see who else might be qualifying. Doesn't look like anybody else is qualifying. Although Tommy McGraw, actually Tommy McGraw is at 358 for the White Sox. That's probably going to be pretty much it. Yeah, those are all National Leaguers there. I don't see anybody else that's going to have enough at-bats up here. So anyway, so that's where we're at there as far as average. It's pretty high up among the leaders in average, like about 13 points, I think, behind the league leader. Whoops. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, it's going to record it again. I should have went to the other thing. I'm just going to pause it for a second there and get back to it. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that disappeared. Okay, so Yastrzemski, he's like right up with the leaders in home runs. I think 13 points behind in the batting rate. And let's go with the RBIs here, which are right here. And he's leading in RBIs with 38. Next closest American leaguer is, looks like Brooks Robinson with 29. So he's got a 9 RBI lead there. So RBIs and home, he's got a good lead on home runs. He's tied for first, and batting average is like 13 points behind the league leader currently. All right, so let's exit here. All right, so today we're going to play a game from May 25th of 1967. And it's against the Detroit Tigers. They did lose this game by quite a bit, like 9-3 or something like that, I believe it was. Let's check here. Baseball Reference. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was 9-3. Anyway, I'll wait till it loads. So, all right. So we're going to be playing a game between with Jose Santiago on the hill for the Red Sox against Earl Wilson for the Tigers. We'll mute our sounds and mute that. Santiago and Earl Wilson. So it was 9-3. Yep, that was the score. All right, so we have our lineups. And there we go. So, all right, so the Red Sox lineup against Earl Wilson. Earl Wilson comes in 3-2 record on the season, 2.98 earned run average, 57-30 innings pitched, 48 hits allowed, 16 walks and 39 strikeouts. In actuality, he was a 20-game winner, 22-11 with a 3.27 earned run average, 264 innings, 184 strikeouts, 216 hits, and 85 walks. So a very good season for the right-hander of Detroit. So the Red Sox lineup is going to be as follows. Jose Tartabull will lead it off and play right field, followed by Reggie Smith in center. Carl Yastrzemski, the left fielder, will bat third, followed by George the Boomer Scott. Batting cleanup and playing first. Dalton Jones, the third baseman, will hit fifth, followed by Rico Petrocelli at short. Mike Andrews, the second baseman, hits seventh, followed by Mike Ryan behind the plate, and Jose Santiago on the hill bats ninth. The defense behind Earl Wilson for the Tigers is going to, in the outfield, is going to be left to right is Horton, Northrup, and Kaline. Kaline, the most sure-handed outfielder with a 5 rating there, well above average, and an above-average arm, with Horton and Northrup being average. But arrow-wise, a very good defense outfield. In the infield, it's going to be Wirt, Euler, McAuliffe, and Cash, all above average at least, except for Euler, who's well above average at short, and McAuliffe is average at second. So very good defense all around. Freehand behind the plate is average range, but very poor pass ball rating with a below average arm. Wilson on the hill, no slouch himself, with an excellent range and does not commit any errors. So, all right, so that's your defense behind Wilson. Red Sox have their work cut out for them against the Tigers. So let's see what we can do here. And I believe Detroit was in first place when we did it. So they're against the first place Tigers. The Red Sox currently tied for fifth at 17-18. So let's see if they can get back to 500 here. And we'll see how the rookie Yastrzemski does. I mean, not the rookie, but you see how Yastrzemski does in his 6th season. So, all right. So, Earl Wilson on the hill. Looks in for the sign for free, and he's a wind up in the pitch. And that's going to be a fly out to K-line at right. He makes the catch for out number 1. Next up is Reggie Smith. Comes in hitting 256 on the season with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. We didn't do Tartable's stats, but we'll try to remember to do them next time. So 4 homers, 15 runs batted in, 246 on the actual season. Here's the pitch to Smith. And he takes the ball. Next pitch. It's going to be a fly ball to center. Northrup calls for it and makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down. So here we go. Here's Carl Yastrzemski here, having a fine season as we showed you earlier, hitting .345 with 12 homers, 38 runs batted in on the season. Oh, it's 44 homers, not 46. So .326, 44 homers, 121 runs batted in. Again, the Triple Crown winner. And also had 10 stolen bases, 112 runs scored. So here we go. So Wilson looks in for the sign. Yastrzemski ready to grip and rip. Here's the wind up in the pitch. Alrighty, we have a possible home run check, but nope. Wilson does not give many home runs to lefties. If it would have been a righty, it would have been a no-doubter there, because that 13 would have been there, but Yastrzemski's a lefty, so see what he can do here. 3-4. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep left, but Horton is there on the warning track to make the catch to end the inning. So the Red Sox go in order in the first. Jose Santiago on the hill. He's 2-2 on the season so far with 2 saves, 4.46 earned run average, 34 1/3 innings pitched, 25 hits allowed, 17 walks, and 25 strikeouts. The defense behind him in the outfield is going to be Yastrzemski, Smith, and Tartable left to right. Yastrzemski, excellent range and above average arm in left. Smith, above average range, very short-handed in center. And Tartable, very short-handed, but not very much range, below average range. So in the infield, it's going to be Jones, Petrocelli, Andrews, and Scott. Petrocelli and Scott above average at short and first. Jones extremely error-prone at third with below average range, and Andrews average at second. Ryan behind the plate, average range, above average pass ball rating, but is extremely error-prone at a 15 rating. Santiago above average range and very short-handed. So the lineup for the Detroit Tigers is going to be Dick McAuliffe, the second baseman, lead it off, followed by Don Ward at third. L. Kaline, the right fielder, will bat third, followed by Willie Horton, the left fielder. Batting fifth is Jim Northrup in center, followed by Norm Cash at first. Bill Freehan is behind the plate, batting seventh, followed by the light-hitting Roy Euler at short. And Earl Wilson on the mound will hit ninth. So McAuliffe comes in with a .223 average, 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. Santiago looks in for the sign from Ryan. Here's the windup in the pitch. And a home run check here. Falls behind, outside the range, so will not be a home run. Instead will be a ground ball to second. Andrews up and over to Scott for out number 1. That'll bring up Don Wirt. He's hitting .296 so far with 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. .257 for the actual season. Here's the pitch by Santiago, and he's going to issue a walk to the first base runner for either team. A 1-out walk. That'll bring up Al Kaline. Kaline comes in hitting .280 with 8 homers, 33 runs batted in, .308 for the actual season. Scott holding on Wirt at first. Here's the pitch by Santiago. And he strikes him out looking, so Kaline didn't like the call, but umpire rings him up. So 2 down now. That'll bring up Willie Horton. Horton comes in hitting just .232 in the season with a homer and 14 runs batted in. 42 points below his season average of .274. Santiago looks in for the sign. Looks at the runner. Here's the delivery. And he strikes him out this time swinging. Could not hold up. And that will do it for the Tigers in the first. So after 1 full, no score. Red Sox will send Scott, Jones, and Petrocelli up against Wilson. Scott hitting .313 with 3 homers, 17 runs batted in, .303 for the actual season. Wilson looks in for the sign from Freehan. Here's the delivery to Scott. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. We're up with it over to Cash, and it's 5-3 on the putout. So one down now for Dalton Jones. Dalton Jones comes in hitting .310 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Only had 3 home runs in the actual season, and already has 2. Here's the pitch by Wilson. And takes a call, third strike. So 2 down now. First strikeout for Wilson. Rico Petrocelli up there now. Comes in hitting .239 with 4 homers, 18 runs batted in. .259 for the actual season. Here's the pitch. And he takes swing and a miss. And that will do it for the Red Sox in the top of the second. So the Tigers will have Northrop, Cash, and Freehan up against Santiago. Northrop comes hitting just .141 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. I believe he started out the season 0 for his first 50 or something, around 50. I remember him. That sticks out in my mind there, even though I haven't played this in a while. Took him a while to get his first hit. So 141 is pretty good considering where he started. With an offer. All right, so Northrop stands in the box. Santiago looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. And he takes a called third strike. So 1 down now. 3 Ks now for Santiago. That'll bring up Norm Cash. First baseman comes in hitting .232 with 2 homers, 16 runs batted in, .242 for the actual season. Here's the pitch to Cash. And he takes a called third strike. So Santiago has the strikeout going early here. So 2 up and 2 down. That brings up the catcher, Bill Freehan. .348 on the season. 5 homers, 15 runs batted in. So he's having a great season so far. 76 points above his season average of .282. Here's the pitch to Freehan. And he grounds one back to the box. Santiago up with it. Over to first. And that'll do it for the Tigers in the second. So we head to the top of the third with no score still. It'll be the bottom third of the order. Andrews, Ryan, and Santiago up for the Red Sox. Andrews comes in hitting .292 with 3 homers and 11 runs batted in. .263 for the actual season. Pitch by Wilson. And strike 3 swing. Got fooled on that one. That'll bring up Mike Ryan. Ryan comes in hitting .231 with 3 runs batted in. Still looking for his first home run. Just a .199 hitter for the actual season in limited play. But he will draw a walk here. So good start for the Red Sox. And Santiago, not much of a bunter, but he's just got a 1 rating. He's going to hit away. So Santiago is a .190 hitter. So very capable with a home. Does have a long ball too. So here we go. And that's a ground ball to second. Could this be 2? It will be. So that'll clear the bases for... Oh, that'll end the inning, sorry. So the late hitting Roy Euler up now. Euler comes in hitting just .180 with 5 runs batted in. Just a .207 hitter for the actual season. Here's the pitch by Santiago. And that's going to be a base hit, so the first hit of the game for either team. The late hitting Roy Euler gets a base hit. Now, Earl Wilson will sacrifice here with nobody out, and he has a bunting rating of 3. So the Red Sox will bring the corners in. Here we go. 5-4. Oh, and it's a great bunt by Wilson. And that will, everybody will be safe, so that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. So a chance for McAuliffe to put the Tigers on the board here with a base hit. McAuliffe 0 for 1 so far. Runners get their leads. Carl, not much of a buncher, so he'll be hitting away. Oh, and we have a possible home run check here. This could be bad. And no, he's going to just miss one here. 3-4. That's going to be a fly ball to deep. We'll have Yastrzemski on the track up against the wall and makes the catch. We'll bluff, but will not go. So nice catch by Yastrzemski. Definitely prevented at least extra bases there. Carl almost got a hold of one, not quite. So that'll bring up Don Wirt. Wirt walked his first time up. Pitch by Santiago after he looks at the runners. Takes a ball. Next pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Could this be two? Over to second for one. Back to first. And it's a 3-6-3 double play. So the Red Sox get out of it. First and second, nobody out. And it remains scoreless as we head to the fourth. Red Sox will have the start of the top of the lineup. Tartabull, Smith, and Yastrzemski. So let's check out Tartabull's stats. He went 0 for 1 in his. So he's hitting .282 with 2 runs batted in. Just a .223 hitter, so hitting above his season average by almost 60 points. Early on in the season, here's the pitch to Tartabull. And takes a call, third strike. 4 Ks now for Wilson. That'll be a Brady Smith. He's 0 for 1. And Smith gets a hold of one here. Deep fly ball to right. K-line on the warning track. Puts his glove up and makes the catch. So 2 down now I keep wanting to say rookie because I'm so used to playing the 61 season. For Carl Yastrzemski in his year number 6 here. And he takes a ball. Good eye by Yaz. Gets a hold of one here. This one's going to go into the gap. Goes in between Horton and Northrop. Goes all the way to the wall. Yastrzemski round second, but he'll stay there. He'll be content with a 2-out double. So a chance with the Boomer to put the Red Sox on top here. He's 0 for 1. Yastrzemski gets his lead off second. Wilson looks back at him. Steps off the rubber. Yastrzemski heads back to the bag. Wilson looks in for the sign again. Gets it. Nods his head. Looks at the runner. This time he'll deliver. Possible error check here. 3-6. And that is going to be a double. So that will score the run. And the Boomer with a RBI double will put the Red Sox on top 1-0. As Yastrzemski trots in easily as he was off on contact with 2 down. And we have Dalton Jones. He struck out his first time up. Pitch to Wilson. And he takes a call. Third strike. And that will do it. But the Red Sox get on top first as a result of George Scart's RBI double, scoring Yastrzemski. All right, so Santiago on the hill for the bottom of the fourth. Now with a 1-run lead, he'll face K-line, Horton, and Northrop. K-line struck out his first time up. Santiago looks in for the sign from Ryan. Here's the pitch to K-line. And he takes a call, third strike. 5 Ks now for Santiago as he's cruising along here. Willie Horton struck out his first time up. Possible error on the ground here, 6-5, and that's going to be a liner to Andrews. Catches that one in self-defense. So 2 up and 2 down. Northrop also struck out his first time up. Pitch by Santiago. And that's going to be a ground out to short to end the inning. So as we head to the 5th, Red Sox lead 1-0. Petrocelli struck out his first time up. Will face Wilson first to lead it off for the Red Sox in the top of the 5th. And he will strike out again. 6 Ks now for Wilson, so both pitchers have the K ball going. Mike Andrews struck out his first time up. Comes up to the plate now. And he strikes out again. Now 7 Ks as the first 2 batters strike out for the Red Sox in the top of the 5th. Mike Ryan up there now walked his first time up. This time we'll get a base hit. So a 2-out single brings up Santiago with hit for himself, as Ryan will be held on at first. Not a threat to steal. Here's the pitch to Santiago. Santiago's going to get a hold of one here. This one is going to go to left, and Horton cuts it off and holds the runner at second. Slow running catcher Mike Ryan at second. So first and second with 2 down now for top of the order Tartable. He's 0 for 2. Runners get their leads. They'll be off on contact with 2 down. And he'll draw the walk. So that'll load the bases for Reggie Smith. He's currently 0 for 2. Chance for the Red Sox to add to their 1-0 lead here. Here's the pitch to Smith. And he'll draw the walk, and that will force home a run. So that'll make it 2-0 as a bases loaded walk to Smith. So Yastrzemski comes up now with the bases loaded. Let's see what he can do here. Yaz would love to go long here and break the game wide open. Wilson looks in for the sign. The pitch to Yastrzemski. And he strikes out swinging. He tried, but came up empty. And that will do it for the Red Sox in the 5th. But they do get a run on the bases loaded walk to Smith. And they now lead at 2-0 as we head to the home half of the 5th. Cash free and an Oiler. Cash strikeout victim here's first time up. Santiago looks in for the sign from Ryan. Here's the windup in the pitch. Possible error check here. No, that'll be a line out to Scott at first. And throws it around the infield. It'll be out number 1. Bill Freehan up now 0 for 1. And Freehan's going to get a hold of one here. It's going, and gone. So Bill Freehan goes yard and makes it a 2-1 game. So Ryan goes up to talk to Santiago, tells him to shake it off. Going to bring up Roy Euler, who singled his first time up. And takes one inside. Next pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Petrocelli over to Scott, and that will do it. But the Tigers have the lead as Bill Freehan goes yard. And it's 2-1 as we head with 2 outs here. Not quite done yet. Jumping the gun there. And Wilson will walk. So we're not out of it yet. 3-3. Uh-oh, we have a rare play here. Slow roll to third. It possibly bobbles it and possibly throws wild to first. Dalton Jones bobbles the ball as an error on Jones. So inning is not over yet. So that'll put runners on first and second. So the tying run in scoring position now. We're 0 for 1 with a walk. Santiago looking to get out of it here and keep the lead. Possible error on a throw here, 4-4. Uh-oh, that's going to be a base hit. And it's going to be an error on Petrocelli, so wheels falling off after the Red Sox thought they were out of it, but and that will make it a 2-2 game with 2 runners in scoring position. So a 2-out rally here for the Tigers. K-line up there now. He struck out twice. Santiago looking to strike him out a third time here. And he just takes a ball just outside. Santiago thought he had him. Started to walk off the field, much to the dismay of the umpire. And here we go. And now he'll fly out. So I think we do here. I think that's correct, though. So when did the error occur? McAuliffe. About a third. Yeah, so that other run is unearned. So yeah, I think that's right. We're just going to go with it. When in doubt, I go with what Inside Sports says. What the Inside Pitch says. So, all right. So that will Tigers tie it up. And it is now 2-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. So Wilson to face Scott, Jones, and Petroselli. Scott had an RBI double his last time up. And this time he takes a call, third strike. For out number 1, Dalton Jones up now. He struck out twice. Possible error on the ground here. And that's going to be hit to third. And Wirtz handles it cleanly over to first. So 2 up and 2 down, the Red Sox 6th. Petroselli is also struck out twice. Wilson now with 9 Ks. And that is going to be no error. And it'll be a line out to left. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. The score knotted at 2. Detroit will have Horton, Northrup, and Cash. Horton is 0 for 2. Possible error check here. And that's going to be another Red Sox error. This is going to be the third one of the game. This one will be on Scott as he muffs it. As he boots that one. And the leadoff runner is on. So the go-ahead run on now for Jim Northrup. Northrup is 0 for 2 also. Oop. Let's try to pick off here. So 2-5. Actually, that should have been a, hold on. Pick off, that would have been too high. So, okay, 16 would have been too high, so we'll roll it again. 4-5. And that's a strikeout swinging. So 1 down now. Horton being held on at first by Scott. So Red Sox looking to get out of it without any damage after the Scott error. Cash 0 for 2 also. A lot of 0 for 2s with a strike, at least 1 strikeout. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Could this be 2? No, they're just going to go for the shore out. Andrews will go for the shore out at first as Horton moves into scoring position. Next up is Bill Freeman, who homered his last time up to put Detroit on the board. And he takes a ball 3. And then he'll line this one to Petroselli at short to end the inning. So no damage done. No damage. The error does not prove costly as we head to the 7th with the score Boston 2 and Detroit 2. Bottom third of the order up for the Red Sox. Andrews is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And that was going to be a double into the gap as Horton cannot get to it. He goes all the way to the wall and he'll throw it into second. But Andrews is in there safely with a leadoff double. So go-ahead run. Scoring position, Mike Ryan with a chance to put the Red Sox ahead. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Also singled. Andrews gets his leadoff second. Wilson looks in for the sign, looks at the runner. Here's the delivery. And takes a ball 3. And that's going to be a base hit past Wirtz. Right. Andrews will be held at third with nobody out. So that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. Santiago up to the plate. And I think we may be pinch hitting for Santiago. Take a look here. See who the Red Sox used on May 25th of 1967. Looks like we have Gibson, Russ Gibson, Tony Horton, and Joe Foy available. So let's take a look and see. There's action in the Red Sox pen. Looks like Lee Stange and Dan Osinski are loosening up. So let's see here. Let's see here. So Russ Gibson, let's take a look at his. He's a 203 hitter in 1967. Tony Horton, 284. So I think we might go with him. I think we're going to go with Tony Horton. And just look at Joe Foy for a heck of it. Joe Foy, 251. I think we'll go with Tony Horton. He's got a better average. So Tony Horton comes in to pinch hit for Santiago. So Santiago's day is done. He goes 6 innings, allowing 2 runs. All right, so Tony Horton in there now. Let's take a look at his stats. Tony Horton, 284 on the season with 10 homers, 53 runs batted in. So far, he's just had 1 at-bat in the season and is 0 for 1 in the actual game. He went 0 for 1. So let's see what he can do here. The runners at the corners and nobody out. Tigers looking to concede. The runner going to play back for 2. Wilson looks in for the sign. Horton ready to grip and rip. Runners get their leads. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Horton thought he had a walk there. Next pitch. That's going to be a pop-up to short. Euler calls for it. And he'll make the catch as the runners hold. That'll be a Jose Tartable. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Detroit again playing back for 2. Here's the pitch to Tartable. And takes one inside. Almost hit him, not quite. Oh. And this is going to be a fly ball to right. Is it going to be deep enough? Are they going to test K-Line's arm? And they will not. So that's a 5, and Andrews bluffs but will not go. All right, so that will runners at the corners now with 2 down now for Reggie Smith. He already has an RBI today. Wilson looks in for the sign. Here's the delivery. And that's a fly ball to left. Horton ranging over and makes the catch. So the Red Sox cannot push ahead the go-ahead run. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Let's see here. Who are we going to bring in? Looks like they brought in Lee Stange first. So we'll bring in Lee Stange here. So Lee Stange had a very good season so far for the Red Sox. No record, but a 164 earned run average in 11 innings pitched with 16 hits allowed. So he's able to dance around those 16 hits. Has not walked a batter yet and has 6 strikeouts. In actuality, he was 8-10 with a save and 277 earned run average in 101 and 80 and 2/3 innings pitched. So Euler looks in for this. Stange looks in for the sign from Ryan. Here's the windup and the pitch to Euler. Euler has a hit today, a single, and he takes a ball inside. And that's going to be a pop-up to third. Jones will make the catch for out number 1. I think they're going to let... no, he's tired. So, Wilson went the distance in the actual game, so we're going to take a look and see. What other pitches were used in the series. It looks like this was a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday series. So give it a second there. Go back into the series. All right, so let's see here. So who are we going to bring in for Wilson? Who are we going to pinch hit for Wilson? Sorry. So they didn't use a pinch hitter. Mickey Stanley came in to play center, but they did not use a pinch hitter. So we're going to go back So Mickey Stanley is a possibility. Let's see who we can get here. Gates Brown is a possibility. So I think we might go with Gates Brown or Jerry Lumpy. So let's see here. Jerry Lumpy, he's a lefty. 232. Oh, Gates Brown not in the lineup there. So we will go with Jerry Lumpy. So Jerry Lumpy. Again, we did check today's lineup to make sure the rosters were set, but we didn't go back into the series to check to make sure Gates Brown was on the team. That's okay, though. We'll go, but he didn't actually play in this game. But we'll go with Jerry Lumpy. He'll pinch hit, so Wilson's day is done. So he cannot win or lose it. So Stange will face Lumpy, who is 182 average with an RBI and 11 at-bats, 232 for the actual season. So 1 out now. The Stange gets ready to deliver to Lumpy. That's a ground ball to Andrews for out number 2. That'll bring up top of the order McAuliffe. He's 0 for 3 today. Possible error check here. And Tartable will make the catch. And that will do it for the Tigers in the 7th. So Detroit, we're going to find a pinch hitter here. A relief pitcher. And I think we'll go with Dave Wickersham. Did not pitch in this game, but pitched 2 innings in the game before. In the actual season. So he'll face Yastrzemski, Scott, and Jones, the heart of the Red Sox order, here in the top of the 8th. So Wickersham comes in, having a fine season. No record, but 1 save, 180 earned run average. 10 innings pitched, 10 hits allowed, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 274 with a 4-5 record in the actual season with 4 saves. So Yastrzemski's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He'll face Wickersham first. Yastrzemski in the box. Here's the delivery. Takes a ball. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. Cash will take it to the bag himself for out number 1. So Scott has an RBI double. 1 for 3. Draws the walk. So 1 out base runner. That brings up Dalton Jones, third baseman. 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. They'll hold Scott at second. So first and second with 1 down for Rico Petrocelli. Rico 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts also. He has a chance to put the Red Sox ahead. Red Sox have a rally going here. Here's the pitch. And he takes a call, third strike. Petrocelli didn't like that one too much. Now 2 down, so it's up to Mike Andrews. If the inning is to continue, he's 1 for 3 with a double. Runners get their leads. They'll be off in the crack of the bat. Here's the pitch by Wickersham. Takes a ball. Next pitch, 3-5. And that's going to be a fly ball to deep left or an over. Makes the catch to end the inning. So the Red Sox cannot push ahead the go-ahead run again. And it remains tied 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. And that's going to be it for Stange. As I think we're going to bring in Dan Osinski will come in. So Osinski pitched an inning in the actual game. So he comes in having a fine season. No record, no saves, but with a 1.46 earned run average and 12 1/3 innings pitched. Has allowed 12 hits, walking just 1 batter and striking out 5, 3-1 and 254 average, 254 earned run average, and 2 saves on the actual season. So Yastrzemski looking to keep the game tied at 2. Give the Red Sox an opportunity to win it in the 9th. So we're at 1 for 2 with an RBI. And, oh, no home run power, so that will be a fly ball. As Tartable makes the catch for out number 1. LK line 0 for 3. Definitely glad to see Santiago out of there. He had a pair of strikeouts. And foul ball. So Yastrzemski with the next pitch. And that is going to be a double over the head of Smith. So the go-ahead run at second, scoring position, as Ryan goes out to talk to Yastrzemski, goes back behind the plate. Willie Horton 0 for 3. Chance to put the Tigers on top here. And he's going to draw the walk, so Yastrzemski being very careful with Horton. Brings up Jim Northrup. Probably looked like he was pitching around Horton. So Northrup 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, all against Santiago. Here's the pitch. Looks like they pitched him carefully. And he's going to get a hold of one here. This one's going deep, 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 and gone. So Jim Northrup with a 3-run bomb. As Tartable can just watch it go. And that will give the Tigers a 5-2 lead. So Yastrzemski coughs up the gopher ball. And the Red Sox down 5-2 now. And it'll be up Norm Cash. He's 0 for 3. So Jim Northrup, so far the hero. As Cash gets a base hit, freeing up there now. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. As he'll fly out to center. Smith makes the catch to end the inning, but damage is done as Northrup hits a 3-run bomb to give the Tigers a 5-2 lead. Oh, still only 2 outs. For some reason I keep missing the outs here. Euler up there now. And that will do it as he pops up the third. So we head to the top of the 9th. And are we going to leave Wickersham in there? I think we will. He had 4 saves in the actual season, so we're going to leave him in. He's pitched well so far. So Wickersham will face Ryan, the pitcher spot, and Tartable. So Mike Ryan is a perfect 2 for 2. The pair of singles, a walk, and a run scored. So Red Sox need base runners here. So Wickersham looks in for the sign. Ryan in the box. That's going to be a range play, 5-2. And Cash will make the catch for out number 1. So that's going to be it for Yastrzemski. So, Russ Gibson or Joe Foy. I think we'll bring in Joe Foy. Joe Foy is going to... who has a better on-base percentage? Not sure. I think Russ Gibson hit just 203, so we're going to go with Joe Foy. So Joe Foy up to the plate with 1 down now. Hitting .321 on the actual season with 3 homers and 15 runs batted in. .251 with 16 homers, 49 runs batted in 130 games for the season. So Wickersham looks in for the sign. Here's a delivery to Foy. Possible error here, 2-6. And he'll line out to work at third. So Red Sox down to their last out here. Wickersham looking to nail it down for Detroit fans on their feet. Tartable is 0 for 3 with a walk. Here's the pitch. And takes a ball 3. Wickersham thought he had him there. Next pitch. Fly ball to center. Northrup calls for it and makes the catch. And that will do it as the Detroit Tigers defeat the Red Sox by a score of 5-2 with a 3-run bomb by Jim Northrup. Jim Northrup, definitely player of the game with his 3-run homer. Had been struggling this season, but has a good moment here as he comes out of his season starting slump. So Bill Freehan hits his 6th and Jim Northrup just his 2nd. So let's take a look at the box score. So let's do the pitching first. Earl Wilson goes 7 innings, allowing 6 hits, 2 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. ERA now 2.94. Dave Wickersham gets the win. He's now 1-0. 2 pitches, 2 innings of scoreless ball, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout. For the Red Sox, Santiago pitched well. Definitely deserved the better fate. 6 innings pitched, just 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts, allowing the home run to Bill Freehan. Bill Freehan. Lee Stange pitched a scoreless inning of relief. ERA now 1.50. Dan Osinski takes the loss. He's 0-1. Pitches an inning, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, including the 3-run bomb to Jim Northrup. Walked the batter. ERA now 3.38. For Detroit, Dick McAuliffe was 0-4. Don Wirt 1-3 with an RBI. Al Kaline was 1-4 with a double and a run scored. Willie Horton 0-3 with a run scored and a walk. Jim Northrup, again player of the game, 1-4. That 1 hit, a big one, a 3-run bomb to put Detroit on top 5-2 and break a 2-2 tie. Norm Cash was 1-4. Bill Freehan 1-4 with a solo homer. Roy Oler 1-4. Earl Wilson 1-1 with a run scored and a walk. And Dave Wickersham did not get an at bat. For the Red Sox, Jose Tartabull was 0-4 with a walk. Reggie Smith was 0-3 with an RBI. Carl Yastrzemski 1-4 with a run scored and a double. Average up down to 342. So he's only, I believe, actually his average goes down now. So 342. George Scott, or actually it might have remained the same. George Scott 1-3 with a double and a run scored. Dalton Jones was 1-4. Rico Petrocelli 0-4. Mike Andrews was 1-4 with a double. Mike Ryan had a good day, 2-3 with a run scored and a walk. Jose Santiago had a base hit, 1-2. Tony Horton, the pinch hitter, did not get a hit, as did Joe Foy. Lee Stange and Dan Osinski did not get a bat. So that is it as the Red Sox fall. Oh, hold on. Save it here. Red Sox fall to the Detroit Tigers by a score of 5-2. So we'll definitely be featuring some more of these games from the 67 season. Probably not every one of them, but we'll definitely be focusing more on the Red Sox and Carl Yastrzemski's chase for the Triple Crown. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we will see you in the next Carl Yastrzemski 1967 Impossible Gene Chase for the Triple Crown. Well, that's what we'll call it. So take care, and God bless. Bye-bye now.